My name is Sara Dokter. I am a Cybersecurity and Information Assurance major with a concentration in digital forensics, and I actually graduated this past semester, so a week or two. It focuses a lot on cybersecurity type topics, kind of protecting network security as well as the actual computer. And then the concentration, which is the digital forensics, focuses most likely on the investigation portion of finding information onto a computer and kind of exploiting that, or figuring out if something was downloaded into the computer itself. I chose this program because originally when I came to UM-Dearborn, I actually ended up going in for criminal justice and criminology, and I felt like I wanted to grow a little bit more in the technical field. So I was kind of exploring the cybersecurity and digital forensics major that UMD had, and it really interested in me because it gave me a lot of classes that kind of taught me a lot of coding skills, a lot of analytical critical thinking, and more technical skills, but also giving me that other aspect of the component with digital forensics and giving me the criminal justice policies and procedures, as well as techniques that go into investigative work. So that was kind of why I changed my degree and why I chose cybersecurity and digital forensics, because it gave me kind of the best of both worlds, but also taught me a lot more skills I had never learned before. One thing I really liked about being in this program was learning a lot of different things. Like I mentioned before, I changed my degree. However, I also had no computer science background, and none of my family ever had any knowledge in computer science, so I kind of came in blind with having no idea how to code or anything. And obviously some high school students, they come in, they have some coding skills because they could take it in high school, but I never took them. So it was definitely a very new experience. And I learned a lot about those type of coding skills that I don't think I would have learned in any other degree, as well as kind of thinking more critically and analytically in regards to problems and situations. Along with critical thinking is a lot of leadership skills. So when you're taking a lot of these courses, it's not just coding and it's not just doing the homework assignment. There's a lot of leadership that comes along with kind of having to project manage your project. And one of the classes that kind of really noticeably stand out, which all the seniors are required to do, is a senior design project, where it's a year-long project and you have a professional client outside of the college kind of working to build a program for that. And that really taught me a lot of life skills as well as soft skills, along with the critical skills I was learning in class, but just learning how to actually manage a project and work with other people to develop a finished project. Be very forthcoming if you're not sure about the information that you're learning. For me, like I said, it was definitely challenging because I kind of had no background in computer science, and so I had to kind of shift my thinking, as well as kind of shift more into an analytical mindset as opposed to just kind of, writing papers. One thing I would definitely suggest is just ask for help with professors or TAs, because that's what they're there for, and I utilize them a lot. And a lot of the professors here really do care about your well-being, or at least care that you understand that material, because that material does really benefit you out in the real world when you're trying to get internships or when you're trying to get a job in the future. I was involved in a sorority, Phi Sigma Sigma. I also started 2 organizations on campus. So one was the Criminology and Criminal Justice Collective, which ended up being sponsored by the Criminal Justice Department. The other one was the Transfer Student Association for Transfer Students, which was sponsored by the Office of Student Life. And then I was also a part of SWE, which is Society of Women Engineers. I also worked on campus as the Office of Student Life as a fraternity and sorority life coordinator. A lot of those involvements kind of, I think, prepared. While classes teach you a lot of the hard skills, a lot of the organizations and leadership teams that you're a part of, or even working on campus, teach you a lot of the soft skills, as well as gives you the tools and kind of the lessons to kind of be able to put into a resume. And I think that's super beneficial, and I definitely encourage people to participate in organizations or even get a job on campus, because it really roots you in the community that you're in, but you're also learning so many unique skills. With some of the organizations that I was a part of and were founded, I was able to make a lot of great connections with not only students and kind of building my social network, but also professional connections that really helped with getting jobs or internships or recommendation letters. And that is something that I don't think, if you're not involved in, that's something you end up missing out on. One thing that the University of Michigan-Dearborn has prepared me for, I believe, is not just academics, but again, I think the soft skills and kind of the leadership skills that I gained from. One thing that I've kind of learned, especially going into the workforce, is that while it's great to have a lot of these analytical, critical, technical skills under your belt, it's also just as, if not more important, to have those soft skills of knowing how to communicate with somebody, knowing how to work with a team, knowing how to work independently or kind of think more outside of the box. And a lot of that, UM-Dearborn really does kind of provide that for you with kind of their teaching lessons. A lot of the classes that I've taken here have been very more hands-on, very more kind of work together as a team, kind of resolve those issues, and just kind of also getting those soft skills built. And I think that's one of the great things that helps you stand out in the future too, is that you're not just getting those analytical skills and you're also getting those soft skills.